Hello everyone and welcome back to Make Your Mind. This is going to be a little preview video. I'll make this as long as I feel like I need it to be. This is going to be for the latest Subnautica sculpture showcase, and this is going to be, I guess, a little bit of a change of pace. I'm going to be making these preview videos longer, like I have with a couple of these sculptures I've done already, sort of showcasing showcasing essentially some of the processes that I use in order to create the sculptures that I'm doing. And to give you all a sort of a first-hand glimpse of how exactly I'm able to do all of this right here. But for this sculpture, we're actually going to be tackling one of the most infamous Leviathans in the first game, in the base game, Subnautica. This creature can be found in the Lost River, it can be found in the Grand Reef, and infamously, it can be found at the drop-off, the ecological dead zone, also known by many as the Void. You probably already, if you play the game, you already know what this is. And you probably saw by the title that that's what I'm basically alluding to. And that's right. I'm going to be showing you guys how exactly I'm going to be making the Ghost Leviathan. But I've got a new process and something new to kind of add to the channel to make this a little bit more interesting. I have a new technique that I'm going to employ when I'm making sort of these longer sculptures, just to make them keep their shape, especially the ones that have segmented bodies, because I normally would use something along the lines of like a toothpick or multiple toothpicks, basically prodding the inside of them to give them a little bit of structure. But I will not be using a toothpick this time. In fact, I'm going fancy. I'm going to be using this jewelry wire. I got this gold jewelry wire in the mail not too long ago. And this will be the first time that I premiere a sculpture that will use jewelry wire in order to make this work. So, let's see. How long do I want to make this? I want to make it shorter than the camera. I want to make it long enough to where I can fit the entire thing in the shot. There we go. Let's make that a little bit shorter. Bring that back. Let's see that. That may be long enough. I may trim it again, but I have these scissors right here. Because this jewelry wire, it's metal, yes, but it's very, very malleable. It's easily able to cut. You see? Look, watch. It easily snips, just like that. And I love the color of this, by the way. It's gold. I like the gold. It looks good. There we go. So that fits perfectly. Now, I have some of this already made. This is some white and blue mix to create the iridescence. I also have some more that I'm in the process of mixing together. So if you don't know how I get this, essentially I take the color and then I split it in half perfectly and then I begin to twist like this. You see how I'm doing this? I twist it and it becomes slightly tighter and tighter and tighter, like so. And what I do is I fold it in half, then fold it in half again. This is just to show you how I make this iridescence and give it the color that I'm looking for. So as you can see, it's getting a little bit more mixed. Let me go ahead and mix this together. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start twisting it again, like so. Let's see, there's some little bits that are more blue, some little bits that are more white, so that makes it a little bit more uneven, but it also gives it that sort of, it gives it almost like a sheen, as if you were looking down on it from the water, or if it was actually a part of the water column itself. So what I do is I continue to roll and I continue to fold and roll and twist until I get the desired iridescence that I'm looking for. I think this may be, is this the first time that I've shown a video that was a behind the scenes from the start? I think so. But the Ghost Leviathan is, my goodness, that thing is, it's terrifying. Now, it's not quite as formidable as I would say as the Reaper, because the Reaper has the mandibles that are able to grab your vehicle, and the Reaper is also it's a one hit, it's a one bite. It takes out the player in one bite. And it would be interesting to see. Ooh, there we go. Now that's getting more along the lines of what I'm looking for. But yeah, the Reaper can grab your vehicles. It can also attack the Cyclops, which the Ghost Leviathan can do, but the Ghost Leviathan doesn't have any mandibles. But the one thing that it does have on its side is its appearance. My gosh. The Reaper is scary for sure. But to me, the Ghost Leviathan looks scarier, and that's mainly because of the way it glows. Its body has this sort of glowing texture to it that is just, it's very ghastly. And as the name implies, it's a Ghost Leviathan. And I just have the picture sitting next to me here. Let me pull it back up. Just looking at it. There we go. Where's that picture I was looking at? The one that showed the entire body. There it is. Yeah, so I just had to click back to that. I was opening another tab. Yeah, essentially here, if I show you this, take my camera off the mount. There's the picture that I'm using as reference. That thing looks absolutely amazing. And as you noticed, another thing I've also noticed is that look on the back. It actually has spots on its back, even though the spots are slightly transparent. It's got the 3 fins and that massive sort of hammerhead look. That thing looks amazing, but this is sort of my reference picture that I'm going by. I also noticed that looks like it has 2 little fins by the back of the tail. I'm going to have to find another picture to look into that. But yeah, that's sort of my frame of reference when it comes to making the Ghost Leviathan. So let's see. Let's start off with the head. Or I could start off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a segment of the body, because the body looks like it's segmented, very similar to something like the ant eel. And so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to make segments kind of like this. Yeah, look, you see how it's getting that color? That's perfect. Then what I'll do is I'll put this right in there, make a couple of segments, and then what I'm going to do, break off a piece there, and mix that right there. And then this will be the piece that the back of the head attaches to, like so. That will go right in there. God, the head is so wide as well, especially with, and it looks to me like, especially with the way it swims. I was watching a video of one swimming earlier. It looks like it uses its head not only to sort of, it may not just be for sensors, it may also be for, actually, in fact, I think it would be for movement. I think that the head itself is actually used as a fin. But here's my idea. I got the jewelry wire here, and I have these segments. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these segments sort of on the body like so, and then I'll flatten out the extra. Then I'll do another segment like this. See that? Push it through, kind of like so. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight, because with the way that this wax clay works, it actually bends quite easily. And like I said before, the term I use, malleable, that's kind of the idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this a little bit further up, like so. And then I'm going to add, this is going to be the very back section by the head. Ooh, hang on. That's at a weird angle. Let me bend that back of sorts. And then push that sort of in there and push that in there. And I'm going to leave just a little bit of it sticking out. And I'll squeeze that into there. So then the segments are essentially going to look like that, and they're going to go all the way down this body. And then depending on how many segments, according to the picture, it looks like there's about, what is there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Oh my gosh, there's about 26 different segments. So yeah, I'm going to need more of this. And thankfully, I already have more that I already started with. And I'm going to keep working on this. But you know what? I'm actually going to start with the head. Now, the head, oh goodness, that head is huge. I also just happened to notice that underneath it has I don't know, it has these like very strange shapes underneath of it, but I guess I'll talk in detail more on the final sculpt. So here, let's see what I can do here. So if I made the head kind of like, how am I going to do this? I guess what I'll do is I'll start off with this, and then I'll flatten it like so. So I can see that the head is almost kind of square in shape, but it has this very interesting looking mouth. It's a mouth that kind of opens more sideways than it does up and down. It's man, that thing is crazy looking. Okay, so let's go ahead and bend this up like so, because we want it to fit on that back segment right there. So there we go. I got the basic head shape down, just like this. And then after that, I may refine this later on. So that's the basics of the head shape. So what I'm going to do, let me move this out of the way. I have some more of the clay here. But you know what? I may have to second guess, and I may actually, because this clay stuff, since it's warm, it flexes a lot, and with the width of this head, especially how long those sort of like hammerhead sort of shapes, those wings are, I may end up using a toothpick actually to hold up the head. So let me make sure that I can get the shape right. So it sort of looks kind of like that. And I also don't know about the Ghost Leviathan is that it has a little fin sort of on the top of its head. So let me grab a little bit of this, and I'm going to make a base. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll this sort of to a point, and then roll a very blunt point on that side, and then kind of put it on the top like so. I'm going to roll the excess underneath. Then what I'll do is I'll use my thumbs to sort of blend in that little top bit right there. And then there's the base where I can use there we go. That looks pretty good. I can keep refining it from there. Then how am I going to use the toothpick? What am I going to do? Let's see here. I think what I can do in order to keep the shape, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to place the toothpick in here like so. Sort of inside the head and sort of sticking out a little bit. And then what I'll do is I'll press down on there and then sort of bring that out in order to get that shape. There we go. What the toothpick will do is it'll provide a little bit of structure so that way the head doesn't completely flop onto the ground. Let me move the body over there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my clay, roll it like this, and then sort of add it underneath like this, and then blend that in like so. And then use the thickness of the clay actually to push outward. Just like that. I know somebody driving past, some big truck or something. And then that's kind of how the shape's gonna look. So look at that, it's already turning into that. Man, that looks cool. All right, so we are getting somewhere. So let's go ahead, and I'm actually quite happy. I got off a little early from work today, and I'll be posting this video. The date is Wednesday. It's Wednesday, the February 24th. And what I plan to do, if you've watched all the way up to this point, I sincerely thank you. I will also have this in the description in case anybody doesn't bother to watch. But if you're subscribed to my channel, I sincerely appreciate it, and you will get the notification that when I finish the Ghost Leviathan, it will indeed, I'm going to premiere it. I'm going to premiere it like I did my Gargantuan Leviathan, and I plan to do sort of more premiere videos, so that way more people will tune in to watch, and that way I can interact with you guys live as I showcase the video. So I think that'll be a cool new thing. I could do that with a sculpture. I'll see what I can do as far as scheduling. I'm not sure if I could do it every Saturday, but it is something that I would like to add to the channel. And if you would like to see more premieres, like actual premieres where you're able to comment live, I'm looking forward to doing it. So there's the sort of start of the head, and that seems like a little big, so I'm going to roll this back, sort of bring that in like this, bring that back like so, and then that is going to go sort of on there, kind of like this. So that's the sort of start of the Ghost Leviathan. And then I got to worry about the rest of it. I have to do the rest of the head, and then I have to do the individual segments, which there is a lot of them. My goodness, there's a lot of them. I may have to refine this shape as I make it, but this is the sort of base idea as far as me actually making the Ghost Leviathan. And then I have to blend this in. That way I'll have enough clay to work with. But once again, thank you all so much for watching. And if you would like to get notified of that video when it drops live, remember to subscribe and hit that bell for notifications, please. You have to allow all notifications or else you will not get notified. So make sure that when you hit that red subscribe button, make sure that you click the bell and then click up. The bell will highlight and it'll have little sound, little parentheses around it. That tells you that you will get notified of every video that drops. Or if you want to, you can. You don't have to subscribe at all. But I sincerely thank you all for watching. And with that, I have a few more videos that I will be dropping tomorrow, Thursday. And then I will see all of you on Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, EST. At 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that'll be 4 p.m. Pacific Time. And I will see all of you when this sculpture is fully complete.